Before we begin, let me preface what I'm about to say by saying I'm an animal lover. I own 2 boxer dogs. I've personally rescued several hedgehogs, an injured deer, an injured fox, countless pigeons, and an owl. I sponsor an orangutan that I've never met. I think my wildlife credentials are pretty sound. All that being said, I've just read an article that has me weighing up my desire to help animals against my desire to help people. I've been writing about construction for more than 35 years now. When I started, I was on the news desk of a magazine called Contract Journal. Every year, without fail, we would publish the then government's pledge to build enough houses for our growing population. Then, at the end of the year, without fail, I would write about how the government had failed to live up to its pledge and by how much. Over the years, I've seen the number of new homes required rise from 125,000 to 150,000, 150,000 to 200,000, 250,000 to the latest Labour Party pledge of 300,000. At no point in my entire journalistic career have I once reported that the government and the house building industry has actually hit its stated target. Over the years, the reasons given for this consistent failure have been many and varied. Excessive bureaucracy and red tape, hold-ups in the planning system, house builder inefficiency, a lack of the requisite skills within the industry, leaves on the line. No, that's an excuse for something else. But here's the thing. We couldn't build enough homes when the annual target was 125,000 a year. We couldn't build enough homes when the target was 200,000 a year. So what in God's name are the chances that we can suddenly and miraculously build 300,000 new homes in a single year?
Now we realise that it was probably a stupid thing to say.
Now, I was reading the Construction Index online last week when I came across an article. Apparently some of the UK's biggest house builders, including Barratt, Persimmon, Taylor Woodrow and Redrow, have signed up for an initiative called Homes for Nature. The aim of that initiative is to install a bird nesting brick or hedgehog highway on every low-rise development taken through planning from September this year. In addition to nest bricks and hedgehog highways, developers are encouraged to incorporate additional features such as bat roosts and insect bricks. Now, I will reiterate what I said before. I am an animal lover, and I sincerely hope that swifts and bats, hedgehogs and a variety of other critters have somewhere to live. But do we actually have our priorities right here? According to the Labour Party, we need 300,000 new homes each year for people. At a time when there is such a shortfall, should we really be concerning ourselves with the housing situation of Mrs. Tiggywinkle and her offspring? As an industry, the construction sector already has countless obstacles to overcome. While I don't want any wildlife injured or killed by demolition or construction activities, should we really create another obstacle of our own making to safeguard our feathered and spiky friends? And here's another issue. Why are we so keen to protect some species while allowing others to be harmed? Every bucketful of soil moved by an excavator likely contains the remains of countless insects and earthworms. Do they not count? And while we're about it, what about the nation's freshwater fish stocks? The UK's water companies are openly and actively polluting our rivers and waterways, harming fish and potentially waterfowl. As a nation and as a society, we're standing by and allowing that to happen, and yet bats and hedgehogs get a nice new house, mortgage-free. There's a bit of me that believes those companies that have signed up as part of the Homes for Nature initiative should be applauded. There's another bit of me that thinks this might just be a cynical attempt to garner some positive PR. But there's an even bigger bit of me that believes we should literally put our own houses in order before we start worrying about the house of Batty Bat.